All right. Hello, everyone. I am so excited to welcome Natasha Rose on here today. I'm going to be interviewing Natasha. She is one of the students of the Mind Rebel Academy that I have had the absolute honor and privilege of training and teaching and mentoring over the last year. And so every couple weeks or so, I jump on here to interview one of my students and to be able to share their incredible stories and who they are and the beautiful visions on their heart and who they're going to be serving as they take this work and so they take the Mind Rebel work and kind of spread it throughout the world. So I'm just so honored to have this opportunity to interview you today, Natasha, and to share this story. So let's start there. Let's start with, you know, when you and I had that first call together, when I had launched this like little coach training and I'm like, who wants to join, who's in, you were just like, you were like etched in my memory, such a yes to this, like from the get-go, such a yes. So I'm curious if you could share what was that story leading up to that, and why was it such a yes for you? Why was it such a I'm all in moment for you?
Um, I think looking back now, I was in such a like keen sense of wanting more. I was like longing for this. I had transitioned from a full-time permanent position down to casual so that I could be at home with my kids more. And I did have this vision, probably not even realizing it was a vision for myself and my family. And I wasn't really sure what it looked like exactly or how it was going to all unfold. But there was this definitely a calling, like I could feel it, the whispers, as you like to call it. There was something there for me. And before I had seen your coaching offering, I like to call it, I had, like I said, I had gone from a permanent full-time position to casual, which was basically making my own hours and giving myself some more freedom and flexibility to be part of my children's lives, essentially. And prior to saying that, I think it was, I had, like, you know, I've read your Monday morning pep talks, and I would honestly say I probably watched you online for quite a while, like maybe years, and I had never met you in person. But there was something so captivating about you and what you had to offer that I was just like, oh, I was just like drawn to your presence. Like there, I just had this longing. And I had this conversation with my sister on Messenger, and I was like, where do you see me? Like, where do you see me? What's the next best version of myself? What does that look like for you? And she's like, have you ever thought of life coaching? And I was like, no, but it that sounds really cool. And it also takes my skill set and it kind of just puts it in a nice little package. And then within, I think maybe even that day or the next day, I had opened, maybe it was your website or something you had posted on Facebook. And it was like, you know, I'm offering this coach training. And I honestly, I don't even think I read the description. There was like, there was such a like, I don't remember feeling that excited, and that it was like this anticipation. Like I don't know how this is going to happen, but it has to happen.
Oh.
Like I don't know the hows, but I'm in. Like I'm all in. And I think I was all in from the very beginning. I actually remember when I signed up, I'm like, don't think about it. Don't think about it. Just sign up. Like just do it. The
Yeah.
hows will come later.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how it happened.
Wow. And so, so Natasha, like, and like we talk so much about like the whispers and just moving past the fears and just saying yes to those whispers. And then life seems to, again, the hows, like you said, seem to magically work themselves out when you were yes to that. So I'm curious, how being a yes to this, how has that impacted you and the trajectory of your future?
Oh, it's so big. Like I think I've said to people, I'm like, I wish I could just take everything I've received from this program so far and just put it in this like juicy bottle that I could just carry around and like open up and give to people. It's the one word that comes to mind is courage. I've always considered myself a very brave person, with a tremendous amount of resiliency, but somewhere along the line I got stuck, probably stuck in my story, as many of us do.
Yeah.
It was a story of huge amounts of transition. It was a story of survival. It was a story of being a single parent. It was a story of, you know, maybe possibly just existing. And as we know, it's hard to encompass your dreams when you're just trying to get through your day to day.
Yeah.
So I was kind of out of that. Like I had been 3 years almost out of my separation, and I was finding my footing again. But there was just a part of me that just needed somebody to be like, here, take my hand, and I'll guide you, and I'll help you to see that there's more. And I hadn't really, truly, if I'm being 100% honest, I had lost myself. Like I had fully lost who I was as a person. And I knew she was in there, and I could see glimmers of hope. Like I could see her coming back like little by little, but I hadn't really seen her truly until it was probably in my 20s.
Yeah.
And I'm in my 40s now. So I was like, I remember that feeling of feeling like clarity and purpose and accomplishment. And I've done so much with my life, but I kind of just hit a few hiccups along the way. And they're not things that I regret. They're not things that, you know, they're beautiful things, like my children, two beautiful children.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of learning and a lot of growth, but I just needed that little nudge. I needed that little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I just needed the outlet. I needed the outlet. I needed the coach. I needed the mentor. I needed the guide. I needed all the things I could be for other people, but I needed that for myself.
Yeah.
And as corny as this sounds, when I'd look at you and like I never met you, but I was just like, there's something so captivating about her that like I trust that she'll help me find the way.
Oh.
And that's honestly like, yeah,
Oh, that's so
it's,
beautiful.
yeah, like it's honestly, and I remember thinking like, I would see her posts and stuff and I'm like, she's so authentic, and it just, you know, I'm like, those are my people. Like, and I remember having that epiphany of once when we were all in my living room and it was like, whoa, I manifested this. Like,
Yeah.
this is
Totally.
awesome.
It is like truly like one of the biggest things for me too in this process was um the tribe that like
Yeah.
the connections, the village that we have, the network of support that we have created, this sisterhood,
Mm-hmm.
like the
This,
sisterhood that we have created is beyond anything I could have ever planned for or strategized or created on my own. It was just when I watched that beautiful unfolding and all these connections being made in our groups and all the support being generated and this incredible soul sister love that
mm-hmm.
will last an entire lifetime. I'm convinced of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's unlike anything I've ever experienced before.
And I think the program just gave me permission. It
Yeah.
just gave me 100% permission to feel the feelings, acknowledge the pain, shift it, and 100% heal and transform.
Yeah.
Like you'll never be the same again,
Never.
ever, and
Ever.
never, and
Yeah.
never. And I have this vision of like this little inner child that we call the rebel.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just wanted her to go away. Like I just wanted to pat her down, don't come out, stop having your temper tantrums. And like, but then it's like, you can soothe her. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay to soothe her. It's
Yeah.
okay to feel the feelings. It's okay.
Yeah.
And tremendous, tremendous amounts of growth. And the impact that I remember one coaching session that I remember like calling you, like out of desperation. I had gone through like halfway through the practitioner training, and I felt the growth and the like shedding of the layers was so much. I felt so vulnerable and so uncomfortable. And I'm just like, I feel like I'm like kind of frazzled, like I'm coming undone. It's like, I need help. I just need some realignment. And I remember 1 hour session with you, literally, like I've done years of therapy. I've done years of, growth and trying to heal myself, and nothing was more impactful than 1 hour with you.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry.
Like and I just thought, holy shit, like this is the answer. Like this is what everybody needs in their life.
Mm.
And so when I first signed up for the practitioner, I signed up for the coach the exact same day. I think I had a call with you, and I
Yeah.
was literally like jumping off the cliff. I didn't even care if I had a parachute. I was probably naked jumping. I think I just like ran.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
I'm doing it. It's like,
Yeah.
when you're not pressured, but like somebody's like, okay, jump off a cliff into the water. And you're like,
Yeah.
don't think about it, just go.
No. Yeah.
And it was like the best leap of faith. It was awesome. And you show up as a completely different person. Like
Mm.
you show up differently to yourself, differently to your friends, differently to your family, differently to your
Totally.
partner, and way different to your children.
Oh my gosh, isn't that where I feel like of all the work we do as mothers, this is the work, and this is what will change generations
It
and
will.
ultimately impact the world, is when we work on ourselves.
Oh, so much.
Yeah.
And I think that big defining moment, I think we all get to, or maybe some of us don't, but I know I was at, was like life, the shift of life is happening for me,
Mm,
not to me.
right.
It's a big one. And
Yeah.
that even though hard things happened and things happened to me, they were all for a greater good.
Totally.
And that it is 100% my responsibility to heal myself.
Yeah.
Like I knew that moment, it's like, okay, it doesn't matter what happened in the past. It doesn't matter what's happening now, the circumstances. It's like, I need some more tools to be able to heal myself.
Yeah.
And in turn, that'll be the greatest gift.
It's
It'll be
beautiful.
the greatest gift. Yeah.
So, overcoming what you've overcome, having this beautiful transformation, now having the tools to do what you're innately so good at, which is helping people and helping, like having now, right? We're almost graduated. You
I
guys are almost
know.
graduated coaches, right? It's so wait, what does the future hold for Natasha now?
Oh, it's so juicy.
Yeah.
It's so big. I get so passionate when I think about it. Like I'm just I get fired up in my belly. Like that's the best way to describe it. My vision is big. Primarily just working through, when I think about myself, the transitional changes that I've gone through in my life, like some huge transitional changes.
Yeah.
And they require a lot of support and a lot of guidance. And therapy is amazing, and it definitely has an outlet, which I've done in the past. But coaching moves you forward, right?
Mhm.
It kind of projects you forward. And I was ready. I was 100% ready.
Yeah.
And when I think of all the things I've overcome and how I've gone through the different transitions, like single parenthood, separation, divorce, just to name a few, selling houses, moving jobs, I want to be able to offer that coaching to other people,
Right.
other women, when they feel like there's no hope, or what's my next steps, or what's my vision. It's just something as simple as, what's my vision?
Yeah.
What does my life look like in this next best version of myself?
Yeah.
And it's literally projected, just those small steps in my life have projected my life into something greater than I could ever think
Yeah.
was possible.
And just again, having all of those experiences and being through what you've been through, and now totally having that transformation for yourself puts you in the position where you can help others. Like you can help others in that transitionary period of their lives
Mm-hmm.
and help guide them,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like the way you were guided through. And it is like, it truly is like the gift that keeps on giving, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I've been here.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that is comforting in itself, because I know when I was going through a lot of my stuff, it's like, where do you go?
Right.
Like,
Right.
where do you go?
Where do you go to be not judged, to be held
Mm-hmm.
whole, to help be nurtured and guided, inside of a container that can actually get you to that next level and not
Mm-hmm.
be stuck.
And you don't realize how many of the negative emotions associated with it that you're holding on to.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
words like failure and
Right.
shame
Of
and
course.
guilt
Yeah.
and things that you try, like they actually, you hold on to for sometimes years,
Yeah.
right? And changing your story for good.
Yeah.
It's such a powerful shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Okay, Natasha. So I don't know, one word, like just to describe what 2020 has in store for you. If you could like really anchor into like one word, if we look at 2019, we were in training, we were in transformation, we were in, so like there was so much building and momentum happening. 2020, you are going to be a graduated certified professional coach, launching into a business of your dreams, just moving into a blended family, right? Like there's so much transition and change for you happening in this moment. What's the word you're going to anchor into for 2020?
That's a good question. The word that comes to mind is just limitless. Like yeah, it's hard to even describe.
Yeah, I love it. Perfect.
It's just,
Yeah,
yeah, it gives you goosebumps. It's so juicy.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so, so much for spending
Thank you.
today. So for those of you who are interested in learning more about this kind of training, becoming a certified professional coach, I have a cohort launching in January, and would love to chat with you about it to see if it's a good fit. Natasha, any words of wisdom, any words of advice for anyone who this is like calling to or speaking to or can resonate with, where you were at when you were on the edge and well, you weren't, it's not like you were uncertain.
Really.
Any words of wisdom you can impart?
Just do it. The Nike logo.
Yeah.
Call me and I'll sell it.
Yeah.
I'm like your biggest cheerleader. Yeah, I believe in the program wholeheartedly. So if you have any resistance, yeah,
Yeah.
just do it.
Yeah.
It'll change your life forever.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much, Natasha.
Thank you.
You have a wonderful day.
You
We'll chat
too.
soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.